Well, you have found your way to the first week's content. So, this is week one of class, and each week you will see a new weekly content folder that has new material inside. So, this week you can see that there are some folders labeled First Things First, Lesson 1, and Lesson 2. So, let me talk about First Things First in that folder, what you can find in that folder. So, I put the course policies in the Start Here section. So you may have already seen those, but I put them again in the First Things First folder in this section because they're important. So that folder contains class policies. It also contains an APA tutorial about how to use APA style formatting in your papers and your writing. So I ask you to give quite a few, in most of your assignments, I ask you to give APA formatted citations that tell me where you got your information. An APA citation is just a certain style that we use at the end of a sentence where we put the author's last name and the year in parentheses. So just so we know where you got the information. Otherwise, I don't know where you got the information. I just assume that you made it up. And that's not good. We don't make up stuff. We get our information from other sources. So there is an APA tutorial in that First Things First folder that I may ask you to refer back to throughout this class. And you're going to have people ask you to use APA style formatting throughout your college career. So we can use this class to practice that. So the more you use it, the easier it will get. So there are also two folders called Lesson 1 and Lesson 2. So in each of those folders, there's a textbook chapter for you to read, and I give you which chapter that is, both on your syllabus and in that folder. And then in each folder, there's also a PowerPoint presentation that I have made that kind of goes along with the chapter as you read it. And I've got links and videos in there, that maybe spice it up a little bit. So you have to view those in slideshow mode for those links and videos to work. So just keep that in mind. If you can't get a link or a video to work, you might not be in slideshow mode. So view those in slideshow mode to get the most out of them. And then finally, at the end of this week's content, you see a folder labeled Due This Week. And that's kind of just what it says it is. It contains the assignments and the quizzes that are due this week. So it contains, this week there are 3 things due. And so it contains the I'm Ready to Get Started quiz, the weekly reaction number 1 assignment, and then quiz number 1. And so as I have said throughout this class so far in the Start Here section and in all my videos, I stress that the due date is the last date listed for the week, both in your syllabus and labeled in this weekly content folder. So for this week, you can see that date is Friday, July the 12th. So everything in that Due This Week folder is due on at 11:59 p.m. on this Friday, July the 12th. And once again, you can also see those due dates in your due date calendar as well. That's in your left menu. So plenty of different places you can see those due dates. The weekly material that's due is in your weekly content folder in the Due This Week folder. And then those bigger assignments, those 3 bigger assignments, are in your assignments folder in your left menu. So I know that you've seen that in multiple places as well, and that's in your I'm Ready to Get Started quiz too. We go over where things are again in your I'm Ready to Get Started folder. So again, this is the weekly content section. You're looking at this week's content now. Next week's content won't be available until Saturday morning. So on Saturday, July 13th, you will see the next week's content. And, I just kind of want to keep you week to week, just like a regular class. I want you to focus on this week's material and make sure that we digest this week before we skip ahead to weeks coming ahead. So if you have a special situation where maybe you're out of town one week and you'd like to get a head start on the material, just please let me know and I will work with you on that. But for now, I just want us to move 1 week at a time, so I make sure that we're all kind of in the same place before we skip ahead. So, go through this week's material, and I look forward to working with you. Have a good week, and I will talk to you soon. I'll probably talk to you through some Blackboard messages this week just to check in and see how you're doing. So have a good week, and I will talk to you soon.